Well, man, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's pretty cool. We got us a little bit of winter wonderland. How about that? All right. So we got a little fire going in the secondary wood stove. I put plastic up around here to see if I can hold some of the heat in a little bit better. Here's what we're going to be working on today. This is my beloved 10-pound splitting maul. And it has done what it always does, no matter what. And it just cracked the handle. As you can see, I have not had any overstrikes. This 10-pounder is just hell on handles. So what I'm going to try to see what I can do today is repair it. It's not really broken yet, and I've never tried this before. I don't really know what I'm doing, which is always a good sign that I'm going to do it. So I'm going to try drilling and pegging this in 2 places and seeing if I can forestall this getting any worse. It's a new handle too. I just put it on this year. Okay, so what size bit should we use here? I'm sure if I looked this up, someone would have all of the answers, but what's the fun of that? Think about using that 5/16. Maybe the 1/4? Alright, there's the 5/16 versus the handle. There's the 1/4 inch versus the handle. Probably not enough to worry about either way. What I'm worried about is putting with a smaller hole, undermine the structural integrity of the handle less, or would a bigger peg give more strength? I think I'm going to go with the 1/4 inch because that way I can, if I screw up and I need to go bigger, I can. Look at me thinking ahead. All right. I went ahead and went all the way through. I wasn't sure if that was better than a blind hole or not. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing, or if this is going to work at all. But it was already broken, so why not experiment, right? Need a better wedge in that too. Okay. So I thought about just going and buying dowel rods, so I know I'd have good wood. This is a piece of white oak that's probably a little drier than I would prefer. But this whole thing's an experiment, so let's experiment. I'm gonna try to make some dowel rods from this white oak. All right, well, this part is going pretty easy, way too easy. So I maybe got that a little too small on that end, but we're gonna drive it all the way through anyway. So I did all that with the hatchet. We'll whittle it down a little bit more. All right, we're gonna use the good old-fashioned liquid nails. See how much I can get up in here. Probably I can't find any of my clamps. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna clamp this thing. I'm hoping driving the pegs through is gonna clamp it. But we're gonna glue as much as we can there and then glue the crap out of the pegs and see what we get. Okay, there's the first peg. It does appear to have pulled that crack up tight, so we're gonna do the same thing with a second. Yeah, there's the second peg. You can see by that glue line that it did tighten it up a little bit. But I'm wondering if I actually need a third one, like right here. Feels like I do. All right, we're adding a third one. Okay, there's the third peg. That closed it up a little bit, but boy, I wish I could find my clamps. I mean, I know where they're at. They're underneath a collapsed shed. A collapsed shed is something I'm gonna have to deal with. Unfortunately, I've got a leaky roof, 2 bathrooms that are half pulled apart, a kitchen that's half pulled apart, floors that need to go down. You know, it's when you're gonna get to it, right? Okay, let me let this glue dry, and then we'll clean this up and see what we got. Okay, well, that's what it looks like. Sorry, I'm losing my light. Now I'm wondering if I shouldn't have put one up here where the, I don't know how well y'all can see that, where that crack is. You put one a little higher up. And then, of course, this was the bottom side where I drove them through. And again, it's hard to see because of the light. But there's a few little gaps in here, some of these. That one looks really good. That one's not as tight a fit as I would prefer. There's a little gap on that one too. But it's not bad. It's just where I whittled those pegs down. So, you know, I love this 10-pound splitting maul. It absolutely explodes wood. But it is just hell on handles. So I'm gonna put some tung oil on this and let it cure. You know, it's a little chilly out here, so I don't know how long it'll take for that glue to set. And we're gonna try this out Sunday. And just see how our repair held up. Am I pretty? Nice. Not even sure what happened. I was splitting wood and something jumped up and whacked me in the face. Have no idea what. I don't know. I mean, I hit the piece. I didn't miss. But anywho, all right, let me show you what we got. Okay, so I split for about 2 hours today. And you can see where that crack had been going. It was getting deeper, so I had to fix it. And I wasn't splitting anything major, just some pretty dry pine and some poplar. But I mean, that's a 10-pound head, so it doesn't matter what you're hitting with it. I was putting some force on it. And nothing broke loose. The gap is still where it was at. But here's something interesting. This, sorry, man. This plug came loose. I can actually just pull it right out of there. That's as far as I can push it. I'm sure I could drive it out. So I had actually glued that in with some liquid nails. So I'm a little surprised it's that loose. So I think I'll probably drive that back out and whittle down a better fitting one. Or maybe I'll just cut that off right there and fill it. No, I'll do a whole new plug. But it looks like I salvaged the handle, at least for the rest of the season, and that's what I needed. I needed to be able to use this through the rest of the season, and who knows, we'll see how long it lasts into next year. I mean, it might not last this year. We'll see. I've never tried this before. But anyway, pretty pleased with it. All right, man. We appreciate you. Thank you.